and I hope he does this at the press conference. He's got to.
So,
some
the Fed, our illustrious Federal Reserve, has cut the overnight lending rate 25 basis points, or 1/4% to 2%. That's what I'm watching right now. Let's mute this because there we go. Now, there were two dissenters. The two dissenters didn't think that they should have cut rates at all. Actually, one didn't think they should cut rates at all. One thought that they should cut rates 50 basis points, or 0.5%. Why did they cut interest rates? Normally, they do this as a kind of a panic because the economy's not doing so well. And so they've completely overshot, and now they have to kind of pull back to try to add some relief to the market. But in this particular case, they're doing it because they said that they kind of overshot what they did before, overestimated where things were going. Plus, European markets are weak. Our labor market and our individual market is relatively strong. PMI, which is the manufacturing index, has been in contraction a little bit. So that's a problem. So that's why they cut rates. Plus, I'm sure the pressure from the president. I don't know why they went as far as they did, and they went as fast as they did. When with Obama, they kept him at 0% and allowed him to just spend like a wild banshee, and basically gave him free money. And then as soon as Trump gets in office, bam, 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 bam. Screw that motherfucker. Yeah, the Fed, the establishment, the deep state is no friend of Trump, or vice versa. And that's why we got our president there, to defeat those slimy whip-ass. I got to be careful what I say. Really. So anyways, that's what's happened. The Fed has cut rates. Let's see, pop out chat. See what people are saying. How you doing, Adam? Cut rates at historically low rates. What historically low? The historic low was 0. This is the first cut they've done in over a decade. The last time they did a cut was before the big crash of 2008, 2009, because they overshot. Now, the Fed infamously raises rates, always overshoots, always causes a flattened yield curve, and in most people's opinion are the ones that are actually causing the recession because of their idiocy, as if they know or understand the economy. They have no friggin' idea. Just leave interest rates alone, let the market determine where those rates should be. That's my opinion. So, what kind of effect does this have on crypto? I mean, some people might think that it has some kind of effect. It has no effect. It has zero effect. There is no correlation between crypto, Bitcoin, gold, the markets, the stock market, futures. Zero correlation. So no matter what these pundits that are on YouTube telling you, they're all speaking out of their friggin' ass. They know not what they talk about. Bitcoin has no correlation to the markets. It is completely driven by whales and other interests based on whatever they can do to fucking squeeze the blood out of you. That's what they're there for. Period. That is what crypto, that's its function. To squeeze the friggin' sweat and blood out of retail traders. To put you into servitude. To just gnaw and crunch your friggin' nuts. That's what they do. That is the whole purpose of crypto. To make you subservient. To make you... turn you into a bunch of plebes, a bunch of cultists. That is what crypto is about. Alex says the problem was installing Powell, Trump appointee, who has proven to be incompetent. That's the only way that you could put somebody in there that would do something sane. And the sane thing to do is to do nothing. Let the market dictate where interest rates should go. So, at least, in the beginning, Trump thought that Powell was going to have his back and basically go along. But, just like when he put Christopher Wray in there in charge of the FBI, he thought that, he would basically go along and, go outside of the deep state, but he's turned out to be a friggin' deep stater as well. Trump is doing everything he can. There's a limited pool to pick from people. Virtually everybody is in the friggin' deep state. I think part of it, it really doesn't matter. He'll just keep on popping them out, putting them in, until he finds a good combination. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Of course, the Democrats have no friggin' chance in hell of beating Trump. Have you been watching that clown show that they call the Democrat debates? They are so fucking unbelievable. Oh, man. It is a clown show. It's exactly what it is. A friggin' clown show. Let's see. I found an Instagram. Oh, yeah. Here's a recap of the debates. All right. I think I'll bring it over here. A recap of the debates. A recap of the Democrat debate. No one spoke Spanish this time. We still have debate version 2 with the next crew coming on, so they might speak Spanish. There is a dark psychic force, and I think what they're referring to there is Marianne Williamson, who is friggin' out there. She's like a living advertisement for Gia. We need black votes, y'all. Reparations. All these white people talking about how they must give reparations. Virtue signaling. Trump is a racist. Of course, that's what they started off with. And they say they saw babies in cages for real. I want to raise your taxes, of course. That's a standard Democrat talking point. Illegal border crossings shouldn't be illegal. They want open borders de facto across the board. Except for Delaney, he was the only sane one. And, of course, everybody, including Sanders, are knocking this guy down because he's the only sane person. Fuck the economy. We don't like Trump. In other words, they're more willing to totally screw the economy as long as they can get at Donald Trump. That's right. They're willing to screw you to the fucking wall so long as they can get Donald Trump out of there. That is their plan. Screw everybody else. Stop calling Baltimore rat-infested, even though Cummings himself, the congressman from that district, has called it rat-infested, as well as every other politician on earth. But they're not racist, only Trump. Because the Democrats are suffering from DTS, Trump, or TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Stop calling Baltimore rat-infested, even though it is. It's funny, there was a local news broadcast talking, kind of spouting out against Trump, talking about how he said it was rat-infested, and while they're talking on live TV, a friggin' rat runs right behind him. It's funny as hell. I wish I had that video. And of course, climate change not only threatens the Earth, but it threatens the entire universe, our everlasting existence. And then, of course, they finished up with more bitching about Trump. So you don't even have to watch the debates. I just summarized it for you. But they didn't talk about Bitcoin. They didn't talk about crypto. I get the feeling that the Dems, they would be very much in favor of crypto, and that should tell you everything that you need to know about crypto. Everything. Alex says, this is the problem. Trump or any president shouldn't be weighing in on Fed policy. Why? Why? I trust Trump on economic decisions way more than these retards that are supposed to be economists. Economists are like they're like university professors. Would you trust a university professor to do anything in the real world? Anything at all? That's why they're there, because they can't do anything. They're fucktards. Holy shit. Yes, I would absolutely trust Trump over any of them. Any of them. Because he's been in the real world, run real businesses, had real payrolls, understands the real impact of interest rates and the cost of money. Fucking unbelievable that you would even say that, Alex. It's just unfriggin' believable that you would put trust in any economist. Crypto is controlled and manipulated by con men and scum of the earth. I agree with that, Ajvaj. And Benny says it seems Bitcoin trap rally. Yeah, it pulled back a little bit. Of course, this rally was completely another whale-induced push-up, pump and dump scheme. Alex says, if you want a president that runs all three branches, that's called a dictator. Well, what the fuck are you talking about, man? The Fed is under his branch, the executive branch, as well as the Department of Justice, also under his branch. Fuck. Holy shit. Gladiator says, wasn't it Congress discussing crypto this week? Not true? Yeah, in disparaging terms. Chris P. Trump have and always had skin in the game. That's right. And that's what it's all about, having skin in the game. And V. Lee says, whoa, Trump is still running budget deficits. No. He's not running it. Congress is running the budget deficits. He belied, he bemoaned the last budget. He said he didn't want to sign it. He wanted to shut down the government again. But they've got him by the balls, quite frankly. Because all of you fucktards out there voted in and gave the Democrats control of the Congress. What the fuck were you thinking of? You actually believed the Russia hoax. You actually believed the mainstream media and all their bullshit, their campaign against this president. You actually believed that and thought it would be a good idea to put more Democrats in and seize power control away from Trump and Congress. You actually believed that. Unfriggin' believable. Unfriggin' believable. And there is nothing positive, unless you're a Democrat, that Congress has said about Bitcoin and crypto. Nothing. That's another laughable. Unfriggin' believable. So we're going through severe manipulation of Bitcoin right now. Let's do this. Let's see what Bitcoin news is out there. Do you have the latest news on Congress crypto discussions? No, I've seen the C-SPAN stuff, and pretty much they are frightened as hell. They feel like it's going to take power away from them and the dollar. They don't like it. Kind of hard not to run a budget when you back a $1.8 trillion tax cut, which accrues to corporations. Alex, get your fucking head out of your ass. The tax cut has done nothing but bring in more revenue. It does not take away money from the... Holy shit. You must be one of those deranged Democrats. Unfucking believable. Powell, what a sellout. Phillips curve broken, and they still cut rates. Yeah, they should cut rates. Jesus, they're all coming out of the friggin' woodwork today. Apparently, there are no ID checks in U.S. polling stations. In a lot of them, there are. As a matter of fact, in my town, there are. You have to show who you are. And it's a liberal town, believe it or not. Still, they're patriots here, I believe. Even though they are liberal and they are kind of a scourge. I'll take a benevolent dictator over your so-called Democrat. History has showed that dictatorships have been the best type of government. I don't know about that. What we need to do, see, it's not our form of government that's the problem. It's that slowly and systematically, the socialists and the communists have infiltrated our culture, our media, and the Democrat Party. And they've swayed a whole generation of people to believe that socialism, they've brainwashed them into thinking socialism is superior to capitalism. And that is the problem, that we were sleeping at the wheel here. Yes, Tyler, I agree. Short every friggin' rally. I would short this rally for sure. I would be shorting Bitcoin right here. Absolutely. All right, let's see what idiocy that's out there right now. Now, of course, Backed is going to be introducing Bitcoin futures, and supposedly it's going to be delivering the physical Bitcoin, whatever the fuck that means. It's going to deliver the physical Bitcoin. Such bullshit. All right, Yahoo Finance. Here's a story. America has done this in 10 years, and it's fire for Bitcoin. What the fuck does that mean? The U.S. Federal Reserve is expected to cut the target interest rate on Wednesday. Yeah, it already did that for the first time since the global finance. Okay. And so what does that mean? That that somehow is a rally call to go invest in Bitcoin? Or let's see, what are they saying? It's a stark reminder that fiat money can be manipulated at will by central banks. Oh, duh! And Bitcoin cannot? Are you fucking kidding me? This is from Ben Brown. Oh, from the CCN, which is a crypto coin network. Bitcoin can't be manipulated. It is 100% manipulated, Bitcoin. The masses have zero control over the price of Bitcoin. That is funny. Yeah, I'll bring that online here. That's what this story is right here. America hasn't done this in 10 years, and it's fire for Bitcoin. While the Fed prepares to flood the market with more dollars, Bitcoin is about to get more scarce. Yes, that's because the whales are hoarding it. They're pumping and dumping it and squeezing all you plebes out of Bitcoin and putting it into their purview. Holy shit. The fight for Bitcoin in this scenario feels almost inevitable. Here are 3 reasons why. Low interest rates cannibalize your savings. Oh, really? Top notch, let's see. Where's the other 3? Where are the other reasons? Oh, read full story. You have to go to ccn.com. No thanks. No thank you. U.S. lawmakers are realizing they can't ban Bitcoin. Of course, they can't ban They can't ban people from using a hardware or a software wallet and trading it back and forth. But they can regulate the hell out of anybody that touches it. They can make it virtually impossible for people to buy Bitcoin through their banking system. So it is an effective ban. So while they can't literally ban Bitcoin, they can do everything that would effectively ban it. That's another, and that's Forbes. Forbes, of course, has been a Bitcoin shill the whole time. Alex says, I'd like to see your proof that not just bluster, for how the tax cut has benefited the economy. It has helped companies mostly who invest... Holy shit. Because people have more money in their pocket, you friggin' retard. Alright? They have more money in their pocket because less money is being taken out of their pocket. Corporations have less taxes that they have to pay, including self-employed people. Cost me less to run my business. I keep more of my friggin' money. That's how. To think that somehow the government should have more money, more of my money, that they can do better with it? Is that what you're fucking saying, you retard? Holy shit, Alex, you have gone way off the deep end. Totally. All right, Bitcoin survival is up to Japan, not Donald Trump. Okay, again, Forbes is a shill for Bitcoin. Big time. Cointelegraph. Bitcoin first as Ledger X launches regulated physical futures on U.S. All right, who cares about Ledger X? Nobody cares. Really. Could Bitcoin's biggest convert be Peter Schiff? I guess the new news is that it's been revealed that Peter Schiff actually owns some Bitcoin. Of course he does. I mean, what's it going to cost him? He'll buy a few Bitcoin, and if it goes up, it's no skin off. He'll make some money. If it goes down, he probably doesn't have enough invested that he cares about. Bitcoin whale moves 468 million crypto fortune for less than $400. Big fucking deal. I don't understand why that is something that we should all praise. Why would they ban Bitcoin when it's obvious that the U.S. intelligence controls Bitcoin? I didn't say they're going to ban it. They're just going to make it... And, the idea that the U.S. intelligence actually controls Bitcoin, I think that that's probably not true. For the most part. I don't think that they're controlling Bitcoin. I think that they have a hand... I don't see how they could control it. But I think that they do have a handle on it. They probably had a lot to do with its surgeons. Chris P. says socialists are everywhere. Unfortunately, that is true. Alex says calling people retard is always the sign of a strong debater. No, it's the sign of someone who recognizes a retard and calls him for what he is. A fucking retard. All right? That's what it is. When you say things that are so fucking idiotic, they don't deserve a response. If Fed can cut rates and whipsaw currencies globally from political pressure and stock crash fear triggers, imagine what they can do to Bitcoin with government oversight and regulation. Yeah, absolutely. They can instill enough fear into people that they'll just stay away from it. And they can put pressure on other countries to do the same. If you don't think that they can't, you're living in a fucking dream world. All right. Let's see. I like doing this. You type in Bitcoin laughable. Then maybe you get a few other... This is where you get the real news from Bitcoin when you do that. Of course, the first top story is Peter Schiff reveals if receiving Bitcoin donations has converted to crypto. No. He also has an interest in goldmoney.com, which also takes crypto payments for gold. So, look, if you're going to be a pundit, if you're going to say something negative or whatever, all right, so Alex, what I'm doing is I bring the conversation down to what is real. All right? If you want me to start talking like an economist or an academic, I can certainly do that. But what does it do? All right? It does nothing. When you say things that are patently false, I have no argument. I mean, there is no sensible argument or a reason to waste your time trying to dispute them, because that's just idiotic. All right. Facebook's laughable move to repair the fatal flaws of blockchain. All right. Again, that's a Forbes article. Of course, Tom Lee, Bubblehead Tom, still thinks that Bitcoin's going to 40,000 by the end of the year. Gladiator says, Ernie, it doesn't matter if people have more money in their pockets. If the grand deficit picture that can never, ever be reversed, the world economy is on a sinking ship. I don't have any argument against that, Gladiator. I think that our fractional reserve system, the fact that we have to lend ourselves money to use it, is fucking insane. We should be going back to the greenback system, where Congress determines the value of the currency, and have it backed by something real. And you're absolutely right. I mean, but on the flip side of this, as long as we have an expanding economy, which we have, we can essentially keep on paying for it or keep on lending ourselves money into ad infinitum. There will be some point where there will be some sort of external force that will put the kibosh on this idea of infinite expansion. And we're probably getting close to it, although people have been thinking that we're getting close to it for the past 2 or 3 decades. And we're still expanding. So I don't know when that time is. I don't know if it's this generation, next generation, or even 2 or 3 generations from now. I really don't know. But overall, I agree with you that it's just a bad idea. It's just bad. Ernie, what are the chances that Tether goes down the drain? Well, it's kind of interesting because Tether has produced, I don't know, printed another $500 million, or I guess $500 million worth of Tether. Even in the wake of them announcing that they were total frauds. All right. Alex says, look at the recent spike in short-term bond issuance, and you tell me if the tax cut was paid for by growth or if it's debt as usual. First of all, I didn't say that a tax cut is paid for. The idea of even saying that is retarded. All right? That means nothing. Instead of the dollar, Bitcoin backed by seashells, or as what the Wampanoag used to call wampum. And by the way, on the Massachusetts shores here and on the islands, there's lots of wampum. All right. Why Jeff Williams may not be the next Apple CEO. Why is that in there? Who's afraid of cryptocurrencies? Bitcoin has already been traded for years, but the new... Oh, by the way, I'm going to still be trading Bitcoin. I'm going to run a service that does Bitcoin signals because I think that there's money to be made in trading this pretend asset. There's enough people out there, enough liquidity, and enough dollars and there's a fair amount of predictability in Bitcoin and other cryptos. So, as a capitalist, I am going to hop all over that. And if you're interested in that, I would say that you should go down below into the description of this video and click the link and then express your interest in it. Because as soon as we come out with our Bitcoin signals, you're going to want to take a hold of those. We've shown remarkable progress and really great results in our research around Bitcoin signals, and it's all built on top of our PatternCast signals, which have just been a resounding success. So if you're interested, go down below, click the thing at PatternCast on Bitcoin signals. It's going to be more than Bitcoin signals. It's also going to be crypto signals. Express your interest, and then when that's introduced, we'll let you know. It'll be a very good deal for those early adopters. Boston Herald says nothing creepy about cryptocurrencies. Isn't that interesting? I'm from the Boston area, so that's kind of interesting. USD should be backed by gold reserves as it was. Yeah, Vili, an embodiment special. Yeah, there will be definitely a special on the Bitcoin signals when they come out. The USD should be backed by gold reserves as it was. I'm not so sure that that we can do that. If there's enough gold, if that might start creating a deflationary economy. So I don't know what the answer is. Maybe gold, but I don't know. Maybe a basket of precious metals. Chris P says, I'm short BTC from over 12K on BitMEX, adding on spikes. Good for you, man. Good for you. Rasmussen reports, who's afraid of cryptocurrencies? Let's see, they have Trump there. Is he saying something about that? Finally, we seem to have a bipartisan consensus in Washington. Both parties are terrified of private money, and they want to regulate it out of existence. All right, so that's what I've been saying. The near universal fear and loathing by government officials of these so-called cryptocurrencies is all the more reason they should exist. And I kind of agree with that. It's kind of the contrarian view. A cryptocurrency, they're going to describe what it is. Well, let's read that anyways. A cryptocurrency is a privately sponsored and operated form of money that is not supplied by... It's not privately sponsored. It's definitely not. That implies that there's some kind of company behind it. Bitcoin has already been traded for years, but the new leading horse is the multi-billion-dollar Libra, really, which Facebook is creating. Why would that be the new leading horse? How can they say it's the new leading horse when it doesn't even exist yet? Ernie, can you do some volume profile TA on BTC? Well, I have. I have done volume profile TA on BTC, but let me finish up with this article first. So, this article by Rasmussen reports, they're correctly saying that the government is afraid. That's why it should exist. Contrarian view, I agree with that. But then goes off the deep end saying that Libra is now the leading crypto when it doesn't even exist yet. Yeah, you got to wonder where people are. They just make shit up. Stephen Moore is a senior fellow at the this is describing the person who wrote this. Is a fellow at the Heritage Foundation and an economic consultant with FreedomWorks, so he's a conservative. He is the co-author of Trumponomics, Inside the America First Plan to Revive. So maybe he's like a rhino. Economy. To find out more about Stephen Moore and the featured by other creators, syndicated writers, and cartoonists, visit the Creators Syndicate webpage at thecreators.com. So he's a contributing editor to this Rasmussen report. Yeah. All right. Let's do some volume profile analysis of BTC. All right. So here we are. So if you see here, I have this sort of idea here. There was this initial one, right, that the purple, that's what I thought was the best case. Then I said there's an alternate case where we could go up as high as 10.5, which we haven't. I think our high was right around 10,000, and we may be turning back down now. But either case, I think we'll turn back down here, or we may go up as high as 10.5, then turn back down. And that's based on these volume nodes, their affinity to attract Bitcoin, and these huge volume wells. Now, of course, to put this in context, we'd really have to bring over more of this, more price action. And you can see that we're right in the middle of this pretty big volume well. Now, if we were going to go straight through, we would have come right up to 10.5 immediately, but we have not. It's very possible we get up to 10.5, but I believe that that's going to provide extreme resistance and then pop back down to 9.7 and then drift down all the way until we get down to this 8,000 area. Because all of this is just very, very weak. It's choppy weak. There's lots of steps and graduations. You see all these different volume nodes. But if we were to look at the short-term view of those, they kind of, they don't get much better. Very weak. We have a big volume node here at about 8,000. I think that's ultimately where we're going. And we're either going to blast through that or hang out there for a while. Debraj Gosh. Ernie, your volume profile analysis always rocks. Thank you. Adam, POC is, point of control is 5,200. Is that the POC? I don't think so. I don't have the POC actually showing on this, so. The POC is actually at 38.67, but that's on this very short time frame. If I were to bring in the rest of the past year and a half, we can get a better view of that. You'll see that the POC will start rising. I think it's going to be higher than 57. The POC is still at 38.32. Even when you bring in all of these two bubbles, the POC is still at 38.82. That is extremely interesting. What is that telling me? That most of this up here is all hot air. All this shit up here is hot air. And that we are definitely going back down here to that long-term regression. Definitely. I say definitely in the context of I give it about an 80% chance. That's what I mean by definitely. All right. We've been in this for 40 minutes. It's time to say goodbye. I want to thank everybody for showing up. I will probably do some weekend stuff. Am I still teaching the volume profile matrix analysis as last year? I am. I will take people on with private sessions if you're interested. But I'm not doing any classes right now because I'm 100% focused on PatternCast as a company. That's my main focus right now. And it will be for the foreseeable future. PatternCast. If you're interested in Bitcoin signals, go down below. PatternCast right now, what we're doing is we're taking a little bit of time off in this low period of volatility, and we're retraining the pattern recognition engine, seeing if we can get more robust data sets coming out of it. and then we're going to reinitiate it next week. So that's why I haven't provided any. I don't want to provide any, entries into the system while we're doing some maintenance on the system. Chris says, I'm not from the U.S., and it has been a huge surprise for me. The Democrats were also the... did you know that the Ku Klux Klan, they were the Democrats? You know that the Democrats fought the Republicans tooth and nail against civil rights. Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. Everything that has to do with anti-slavery was on the Republican side. Everything that has to do with racism has always been on the Democrat side. So it's amazing that you're just now becoming aware of this, but it is a wake-up call. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. How about bashing some more crypto YouTubers? Excellent idea, V. Lee, but we're going to do that for our next show. All right? I'm going to do an analysis of all the current Bitcoin and crypto YouTubers out there, and I'll give you my ranking, who's tops, who's bottoms. All right, everybody, thank you very much for joining. Go down below, hit that like button, share this video. Go down there and hit the share button and share it on your social media. I'd really appreciate it. Oh, you found that out from Dinesh D'Souza. Yeah, he's got some great information, but it's widely known. The Democrats try to run away from it. But it's true. All the racists, all the historical racists have always been on the Democrat side. They long for keeping the races in servitude. You must completely give yourself up to their cult. Otherwise, you're demonized. And I'm not saying Republicans on the other side are the best. Conservatives have really been the people who have championed civil rights, not the liberals. Actually, conservatives these days would be considered the classical liberals. The current day liberals are considered radicals. They are radical leftists. They are socialists. They are communists. Ernie, what is your Twitter? My Twitter is Trader of Futures. There you go. All right, now it's time to go. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Where is... there it is. We got to find the off button here. I should always have that, right at hand. How to reach me directly. If you want to reach me directly, then go here. Let's see if that brings you there. Go there. Go to traderoffutures.com/about-me or click the About tab. And there's information there on how to reach me directly. You can either, my phone number's there, my email's there. There you can reach me. Thanks, Vili. All right, everybody. Thank you very much. It's time to go. Hope you all have a great rest of the day. It's only Wednesday. It's only hump day. Plenty of days left. Tomorrow we will definitely do an analysis a review of the top crypto YouTubers and what I think of them. Bye.